Kraken lawyer Sidney Powell is still in a heap of trouble. And, according to a new filing by the city of Detroit, Powell and some of her other friends who helped her file these ridiculous election challenge lawsuits could face penalties of more than $200,000 after a judge recently ruled that Sidney Powell, Lynnwood, and all the other attorneys involved could in fact be sanctioned for filing such frivolous lawsuits against the city of Detroit. Now, this is just one set of lawsuits in Detroit, one city, one area, okay, where they could be facing $200,000 in penalties. This doesn't exclude all of the other places where they could be facing similar charges. And of course, the judge in Michigan also left the door wide open for Sidney Powell and Lynnwood to both be disbarred for what the judge believes was knowingly filing these fictitious lawsuits. And I want all of these pro-Trump lawyers out there who have also filed lawsuits, beyond Sidney Powell and Lynnwood, I want you to take note of this. You went to law school. You took the bar exams, okay? Those are not easy in most states. You did all this work to become a lawyer, to uphold the law, to protect the law, to serve the law. And here you all are filing these lawsuits that you know are total fiction. I mean, hell, they've even admitted in some of the lawsuits, like, no, we don't have real evidence of this, but we kind of think it may have happened, so we kind of just want to sue anyway. This is ridiculous. That's not how the law works. If there's evidence of wrongdoing, an investigation is conducted. If the investigation is concluded and wrongdoing is found, then the lawsuits happen. You don't do it the other way around. That's not how these things work. And these lawyers know it. But they wanted to get on Trump's good side. They thought maybe this would help their careers, but in the case of Sidney Powell and Lynnwood, it sent them straight down the toilet. Sidney Powell is still facing a $1.3 billion defamation suit from Dominion Voting Systems. That's not going away, especially because the judge already said, I'm not throwing these cases out. These are moving forward. So Sidney Powell's in a lot of trouble. Sidney Powell's in a lot of financial trouble because the city of Detroit here, with their filing seeking more than $200,000 in legal fees that they had to pay to defend themselves from these ridiculous lawsuits, they're going to end up having to pay that. Now, I don't think Powell has to pay the full $200,000. I think it is kind of split between all of the attorneys, unless, of course, I read the filing wrong and the city is seeking $204,000 from each and every individual. I don't know. I believe it's split between the four. I could have read it wrong. I don't know. But either way, it's a lot of money. It's not as much as $1.3 billion in a defamation suit, but Sidney Powell's in a lot of trouble here. And I'm sure that her defamation defense isn't going to go over very well when she's already been smacked down by one federal judge who says that she filed a knowingly fictitious lawsuit about election fraud. Kind of kills your whole defense when you've already literally failed to produce any evidence in front of a court. Good luck, Sidney. Hope your bank account is padded, because you're going to be paying a lot of money really soon.